What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to the Apex Mindset Podcast. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about how to pay your credit cards so that you can get credit limit increases.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back with another episode. This will be what? Episode 4?
This is EP4, man.
EP4.
EP4,
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 giving you guys
EP4.
all the gems, all the tools, all the data, all the knowledge necessary for you guys to actually put this into work in motion, use it for yourself, and help other people like we're trying to help you.
100%.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about what was it? What we were going to talk
How,
about? I forgot, people. This is
how to increase
how to
the
increase.
how to increase the limits on your credit cards. So it's a question that's often asked for those people that have multiple credit cards.
Yeah.
Some people have had multiple credit cards for an extended period of time and they've never gotten a credit limit increase. So think about that. If you've had a credit card for 5 years and it's been at $500 or $1,000 the whole time, maybe you think you're doing something wrong. Maybe you think that like your credit's not great to get a credit limit increases. So people already have these preconceived notions as to why they're not getting these increases. But
And that's quite normal.
correct. Well,
It's quite normal thinking because
correct.
in my case, like let's say if I had my credit card for 5, 6 years and I don't see any increase on my credit limit, I'm thinking there's something wrong or I'm doing something wrong.
Right. And most people, because you're thinking that you're doing something wrong, they just don't react and they continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome. So that's why it's important to understand how to pay your credit cards. And most people, what they'll do is because most people think of credit cards as like emergency. So when they get a credit card, they'll take it, they'll put it in their safe, or they'll even cut it up, right? They'll just get it and have it report and then just cut it up and never use it. And that's where you do yourself a disservice because credit cards, once you get approved for a credit card and it hits your credit report, after 90 days, actually, no, 120 days, which is 4 months of it having no activity, it actually goes dormant, right? So, like, it'll go dormant. It won't even be factored into your credit score.
That's
So,
an
like,
old school mindset too.
right.
Because
Absolutely.
my parents used to do that.
Right.
Get a
Right.
credit card, cut it up,
Right.
never used it.
And that defeats the purpose of credit. So whenever you get a credit card, the credit card issuer wants to see activity on that card. So when you don't have any activity, when you just cut it up and you don't use it, there's no balances, there's no activity, there's no interest, there's no anything, right? So it's going to report on time because you're not using it, but you're never going to get an increase as a result of that. So
Okay.
you'll stay stagnant. So credit cards are meant to be utilized. Now, there's a difference between knowing how to use a credit card and just using it, right? So most of us, because we're not taught how to properly use credit cards, we'll go out and we'll max them out, or we'll over leverage. We'll use too much of the limit in relation to. We'll use too much credit in relation to the limit, not knowing how utilization works. So a lot of these factors play into just the ignorance of people not knowing. And as a result of them not knowing, score goes down, scores stay down, they make minimum payments, and they get into this loop where now they are using their credit card, making payments, making the minimum payment, using their credit card, but they have high balances and they wonder why their credit stays down, right? Most people think like, well, I have a credit card, I'm paying it on time every month. Like, why isn't my score going up? And
True.
it's there's a multitude of reasons why. It's high utilization. It's, are you paying your credit card by the statement date? Are you paying it by the due date? Are you not utilizing it? Right? Are you leaving it dormant for an extended period of time? So credit cards are meant to be used responsibly and they're meant to be used as often as possible. So eh, what I generally tell people, rule of thumb, is if you got a credit card and let's say you're afraid to use it because you don't know how to use it, but
Correct.
maybe you're like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to use this thing, but in the interim, what I'm going to do is put my gym membership on there, right? So have a gym membership, Netflix, some type of subscription. Just put it on that credit card so that way the credit card checks the box of activity. So every month it'll be billed the $30 or $40, whatever the
It will have a
membership fee is.
reoccurring.
It'll have a reoccurring payment. And then what you do to circumvent not making a late payment is that you put that card on auto pay.
Auto pay. Okay.
So that way every month when that bill hits, you have it on auto pay, it gets paid, you don't have to worry about not paying it.
Which is beneficial.
Absolutely.
It definitely helps you out in the long run.
Absolutely.
Because it keeps that traffic.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's the activity part, right? So all of that covered the activity part. So the way that you get, and it also helps with credit limit increases, but the way that you actually get the increase fast is by essentially maxing out your card, right? So there's a strategy to this. So let's say, for an example, you have $1,000 credit card, right? And you max it out, you $999 or $1,000, you run up a bill on there. Once it's run up, once the balance posts, meaning like in a couple of days, sometimes when you use your card, it takes a couple of days for it to post.
Correct.
Right?
It stays pending.
Right, it'll say pending. So once it posts, then you pay that down, right, to zero.
Okay.
You run it back up to max it out, pay it back down to zero. So when you do this in a 30-day window, when you have multiple max outs, right? When you max your card out multiple times in a 30-day window, which is a one billing cycle, and you pay it down, your credit card issuer is now looking at, so let's say your credit card issuer is now looking at your account like Tonio doesn't have enough credit because in January, he maxed out his card, paid it down, right? So let's say you maxed out your card $1,000 one time, paid it down. Maxed it out a second time, $2,000, right?
Okay.
Paid it down. You maxed it out a third time. So if you max that card out 3 times in one billing cycle, 3 times, that's $3,000 that you put on that card and pay down. So now they're looking at your $1,000 limit and they're like, well, if he has a $1,000 limit, but he just
maxed it out 3 times.
Maxed it out 3 times.
And paid it off.
And paid it off. Now let's go ahead and give him the 3,000 or 5,000. Right? So this is how you get a jump in your credit limit increase ASAP by doing
and it shows
the strategy.
efficiency on your end.
Correct.
Like you're efficient enough to
Absolutely. And you're
be
able
able
to
to
handle
max it out, pay back, max it out, pay it back.
Yeah, you're able to handle it.
That's some gems right there.
Yeah, 100%.
That's powerful advice.
Right. So for those of you that are out there looking for credit limit increases, just make multiple payments within a 30-day window. And the reason why that's important is because the algorithm. So like when you get your credit card statement, your credit card statement has a payment date, right? Your minimum payment or whatever payment is due on this specific date.
Correct.
So it's only asking you for one payment. But if you make multiple payments in a 30-day window, now the algorithm just wants one, right? Every single month it just wants one. But you've made 3 payments in that 1 month by maxing out, pay it down, maxing out, pay it down. So now you've there's a loophole in the algorithm now where you've got it off track, where it reads multiple and it's like, what's going on here? Like it's not used to that. It's not programmed to read multiple payments in a 30-day window. So when you accelerate that, that's what drives the automatic credit limit increase. So there's 2 ways you can get a credit limit increase. One, automatically, organically, right? The system just looks at your activity and you'll wake up tomorrow and you're like, whoa, I went from 3,000 to 10,000.
You get a notification on your cell phone, your credit limit has been increased. Yeah.
Or you can call, right? After 3 to 6 months, hey, I've had my card for X amount of time. Can I get an increase? Some issuers, depending on the type of credit card that you have, will want to do a hard inquiry. Some will just do a soft inquiry, right? So it depends on what you're banking with. But, you call and you ask for it, and then they'll review your file, and they'll either say yes or no. So there's 2 ways, right? So the way that you get it organically fastest, right, through the online platform is to do
using
what I just
that
explained.
method you just mentioned.
Correct. That's strategy.
So what about if like somebody that works a regular 9 to 5 can afford to max it out 3 times or 2 times and pay it off within that 30-day cycle? Can they still do like a 500, like use 500, pay back 500,
Correct. Yes.
and it will still increase. It won't be the same high value increase or high increase in
Right.
this case. Sorry, but it will still be a significant increase in their credit card.
There you go, and that's
Okay,
absolutely right. Yeah, that's absolutely
that's
right.
awesome. That's awesome to
Right.
know.
So if you can't max the card out, so let's say $1,000 is too much, you only get paid 500. You just put the 500 on there, pay it back, 500, pay it back. So typically, generally speaking, increases are about 30% of your overall limit,
Okay.
right? So like if you have $1,000, 30% of 1,000 is what, 900? 30% of 1,000.
If you're asking me to math right now
So
at
yeah,
this time, nah,
you know,
not gonna work.
so whatever 30% of 1,000 is, they'll that's the amount that you're gonna get in increase, right? So if
Okay.
that's 900, whatever, no, that's not 900. That's 90%. 30% is 300. 30% of
Keep in
1,000
mind,
is
our
300.
audience will check us in the
Yeah,
comments
it's got
if we're
30%
wrong.
is 300. 30%, 30 cents out of $1. 30% is 300. So 30%. So if you request a credit limit increase, then they'll go from 1,000 to 1,300.
Okay.
But if you do the maxing out one, then they'll see like in a 30-day window that you've maxed it out $3,000, and then they'll
So the
jump it more than
probabilities will be
30%.
that from 1,000 you go to $3,000.
Correct.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Right. And there's another thing that's interesting is most people, when they talk about credit cards, and this is another thing where it's just the education piece, they refer to their credit card as a bill, right? So I hear that all the time. Oh, I got to pay my credit card bill. Okay. So we got to distinguish the two, where a credit card is not a bill and a bill is a bill. So your light bill, for instance, right? When you make your light bill payment every single month, that money goes to the light company and you never see it back, right? Same thing with your water, same thing with your whatever, with your phone bill, etc.
Correct.
So that's a bill, right? Something comes in, I have to pay it. Now, when it comes to your credit card, when you make your credit card payment, that's revolving. You get that
Correct.
right back.
Because you get the available funds
Right.
back on the card.
So you pay the 300, you get 300 right back. You pay the 500, you get the 500 right back. So a credit card is not a bill. So we got to get out of this thing of like, I got to pay my credit card bill, because when you say bill, you automatically think I'm not getting this money back.
Correct.
Right? So it's a mindset thing. So you need to be aware of like what words you're using, and just realize that your credit card is not a bill. It's a revolving door. It's a boomerang that once you pay it, it's going to come right back. Once you pay it, it's going to come right back. So just get in the habit of, if you do have a credit card with high balances, just take your paycheck, put it on your credit card, pay your credit card down as much as you can, because you're going to have access to that money right away. Use it, pay it down. Use it, pay it down. And just follow the strategy that we just discussed. And you'll see that credit limit increase. Even if you have multiple cards, it works.
Okay.
And you'll see that puppy skyrocket, man.
Is it safe to say that you could leverage a different card, like what we spoke about off?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can we say that?
That's mentorship level information right there, bro.
right.
But so what?
I mean, you can say it if you want.
So because he gave you a teaser, I'm going to dip into this real
You're
quick.
welcome.
So there's a thing that's called floating debt, right? And I don't recommend this for novices.
Before you
recommend
continue, sprinkle it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dabble in it. So there's a thing that's called floating debt, and I don't recommend this for novices. I recommend this for like advanced people that understand how credit works, credit utilization, understands their payment date, their statement date on their credit cards, and they have a grasp on this, right? So let's say you had 2 credit cards, and one of them was maxed out, and then the other one had half of a balance, right? So you have $1,000 credit card that's maxed out, can't use it. You have another $1,000 credit card, that one's at 500.
Okay.
So now, let's say you're unemployed, right? Let's make this extreme. So you're unemployed and you're like, I have to pay my cards, right? So you can literally use one card to pay the other. So the $500 balance that you have on the $1,000 card that's lingering, you can use that to pay the $1,000, make a $500 payment, because when we talk about interest accrues daily on credit cards. So like this is why you have people that may have a $20,000 or $30,000 credit card that's maxed out, and they're just making the minimum payments every month, and then that leads to you having to pay that card for like 20 or 30 years. Like it tells you on your statement, if you have a high balance, and this is what I want everybody to do. Pull out your credit card statement, go to your credit card statement, look at your current balance, and then down at the bottom in the fine print underneath like your payment, it'll tell you if you make the minimum payment, it'll be paid off in X amount of years. Right? And if you had the higher the balance, the longer the years that you got to pay it off. If you just make the minimum payment, go check it out. Go pull it up. Go check it out.
That's what happens when you don't read the fine print.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's there. They tell you it's going to take you 30, 40 years. So like now, so this is where the interest happens. So interest on credit cards is accrued daily. So the higher the limit you have, the credit card limit, and it's maxed out, you're gonna pay a higher amount of interest.
Okay.
So like, all right, so if I take the 500 from the card that I have left and move that 500 to the other card that's maxed out, now I've brought that $1,000 limit down to 500. So now I've satisfied the payment on that account. I've brought down the limit from 1,000 to 500. And now I'm paying less interest because it's no longer interest on the 1,000, it's now on the 5. You let that report out, and then you move the money back over to the other car where it was originally at.
Not only that, but the utilization.
Yeah, the utilization. Tonio's out here giving out gems, bro. He's out here giving out gems.
I mean, that's the whole point, but I'm not giving you any more. If you want that, stay tuned. We'll let you know how you can get all this information directly from the source.
And keep in mind that every time you pay down your credit card by your statement date, it does lower your utilization. Lower utilization equals increase in credit score. For sure. So yeah, it's the credit game is
it's like we were talking earlier. It's tedious.
Right.
There's a lot of information. There's a lot of knowledge to gain. But if you're intrigued, well, not even if you're intrigued, like this is common sense. You need to learn this.
Right.
Like I was just telling Danny earlier, like I'm stupid when it comes to credit. All I know is what he tells me and what I've learned from him. I even got books that he just gave me so I could read. He's telling me, go read, bro.
You gotta read.
You need it. You need it.
Read.
So yeah, I got some homework, guys. I got some homework. But yeah, definitely credit is something that you need on your personal life. You need that knowledge. You need the understanding on how to use your credit. And I'm along with you guys with the journey because I don't know.
And most people don't, man. And that's unfortunate because it's not taught in school.
Admitting you don't know.
Absolutely.
But second step is the willingness to learn.
Right.
About credit.
And that's where the whole you hear this a lot, invest in yourself. And most people don't really understand what that means. They're like, what do you mean invest in myself? And investing in yourself is investing in personal development, is investing in information that's going to take you from here to the next level. And it's an investment. It requires you to go out and work your 9 to 5, take that paycheck, and then save a certain amount to get access to a specific mentorship or to a specific course, seminar, something that you're trying to learn to get to the next level. Because a lot of entrepreneurs that have went through the journey have the information, they have the shortcut from A to B, but that comes at a price, right? So you're only going to learn so much from YouTube University. You're only going to learn so much from the people around you. Like if you actually want to learn something, let's say credit, for instance, you have to get in rooms where this is being discussed. You have to, tap in with people that have actually done what you're trying to do and have gotten to where you're trying to get. And you're just going to have to pay for that information, pay for that access, right? Pay for that community.
People that actually not only allocated funds, but their time
Correct.
to it, that are investing their full time on learning, educating themselves on developing their knowledge when it comes to this credit game.
And you got to understand, when something is free, people don't pay attention. People, when you pay, then you pay attention. So that's why.
That's true, because
Yeah.
it's like what's the word I just had on the tip of my tongue? It's like, because you're paying, you feel obligated.
Right.
You're motivating yourself to learn this because you already invested money in it.
Right.
I see what you're
And,
saying.
and now you're more committed.
Yeah.
And now you're more committed. So that's why everything in life can't be for free, because if it was for free, then it wouldn't be taken seriously because of the value. But if you pay $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, you're gonna be locked in. You're gonna learn, you're gonna take notes, you're gonna apply the information, you're gonna go and get the result, and it's gonna change your life. It's gonna be transformational. But if it's free, I'll watch that tomorrow. Oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. And you won't even take it serious. So that's why it's an investment. That's why it's called an invest in yourself.
Listen, in full transparency, I never had the motivation to learn stuff like this. And this is full transparency. Like the other day we were having a conversation, you spoke about the Rockefellers. Right? I don't know how technology is working nowadays, but I browse a lot on YouTube. Like all the stuff that I learned, even stuff that I need to refresh. Like I went to college, I studied computers, I know how to program computers. Excuse me. But I still refer back to YouTube because technology keeps evolving. So I keep trying to refresh my mind when it comes to that. But going back to the Rockefellers, I was browsing in YouTube, just see whatever pops up. The story of Rockefellers popped up.
You see that?
I watched the whole thing and I was mind blown. How he went from nothing
Yeah.
to the most the
Richest man in the world at the time. Yeah.
and how its generational wealth has progressed throughout the centuries or the years, not centuries, but the years. It's amazing. From what was his first business? It wasn't oil.
No, I'm
It
not
was
sure what it was.
Man, I forgot. But then he found what liquid gold was.
Right.
And then he got into like the railways.
Yep. Railroads.
Oh man, I forgot what was his first business. But the thing is, it was impressive. That's what I wanted to get.
Right.
And the willingness of him wanting to learn got him and his family to where they're at now.
Right.
So this applies to everybody. Like
Absolutely.
self-development is key for personal growth.
Right. 100%. And that starts with everything, not only with your character, but also good. So bad credit is expensive and good credit builds character. So like once you have good credit, you get access to certain products, you get access to certain rooms, you get access to certain people, and that builds character over time. You feel a certain way when you know you have a good credit score. You feel a certain way when you know you got 30,000 in credit cards and right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
You can't mess
So
with me.
yeah.
I got an 850 score.
You walk
What
with
are
a
you
whole
talking
new
about?
swag, right? So like good credit just has that effect, and bad credit is expensive, dude. Bad credit's is a Debbie Downer, dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's incumbent upon everyone to understand finance and credit and how it works, but most importantly, the power in it when you start leveraging it. Like once you really grasp credit and understand all the nuances that are affiliated with it, and man, once you pull that leverage lever, it's a game changer, man. Game changer.
I mean, in all aspects, not even in your personal life, but let's say if you wanted to start a business, like you need to leverage your own personal credit for that.
And man, we'll talk about business credit, but that's when you get into business credit, which a lot of entrepreneurs don't even know that it's still a lot of old school mom and pops, that have been open, doing good business, good revenue for many, many years, they don't even know that business credit exists. They don't even know it's a thing. They think it's a scam, right?
Mm.
So like business credit is real. It's a thing. It's something that every entrepreneur should be like tapping into and taking advantage of and leveraging because it can literally 10x your business, scale your business, it'll give you the startup capital, operational capital. Like it'll do so many things for you where you don't have to bootstrap and put all your eggs in one basket. You can literally leverage the bank's money to take the risk that you need to calculate the risk that you need to in order to make your business thrive, man. So, again, this all ties into back to personal credit because personal credit's the foundation. Personal credit's the foundation for business credit. Unless you're building corporate credit, that's a whole different another
Which we
discussion.
discussed. I think it was in what episode one. I think we touch a little base on that.
Might have given a little
Yeah,
snippet,
the difference between personal and business credit.
right?
I believe we did. I
Well,
believe we did.
we gave a little taste, but we'll do a deep dive on business credit and how that looks and how to build it. For those of you that are interested in building business credit, we'll do a deep dive on that.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, we're always open for suggestions if you guys want to learn something in particular that maybe it's suited for or catered for you guys directly that you really, really want to learn. Just let us know. We'll definitely pitch in and give you the gems that you need.
100%. You can drop that. Just put it in the comments below, whatever questions you may have, and we'll make a video addressing that, and we'll
We're always open
see
for
what we can
that.
do to
Like
help you out.
this is just a regular conversation. The only thing is mixed with knowledge.
Man, listen, if we're not having conversations that are pushing us forward, that are moving the needle, I don't even want to have them, man.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're once you understand that time is your most valuable commodity, you gotta and it's a finite resource that you have to allocate properly every single day. Yeah, we can't be having wasteful
And Don't get
conversations,
don't
man.
get me wrong. It's just like the regular basic conversation amongst friends, like to have fun, joke around, act stupid, just act the fool.
Right.
It's good. It's good for the
Yeah,
soul.
yeah, it is.
But your time is so valuable. You need to know how to leverage, like how to allocate your time for what you need.
Right,
If your goal, you have a focus on a goal, you need to allocate your time to that.
right.
So there's room for everything.
100%.
There's room for
100%.
everything, but you need to like choose wisely how you invest your time, and you know when you're gonna act a fool and fool around
Right.
and just have jokes with your friend. Or if you're into gaming, I'm into gaming. I like gaming. I haven't been
Man.
gaming recently. Like I've been so focused on what I've been trying to accomplish, which you guys won't know, but he knows. but uh but yeah, I just been so laser focused on that I haven't jumped on my computer to start playing the game. Actually, I lied. I did. I needed that yesterday.
An outlet.
I needed that outlet yesterday,
Mhm.
and I started playing that new UFC game.
I
Man,
wouldn't even know, man.
man,
I used to be a heavy gamer back in the day, but
oh man,
as
it's fun.
life as
Just the realism behind it
Mm.
is so good. It's so good. You just,
Well, graphics has come a long way, dude.
I mean, but like the stress of the stuff that I've been going through lately,
Mm.
it definitely released that last night. I was psychic.
Take it easy now, buddy.
Nah,
Take it easy.
but yeah, like I was saying, back to the serious note.
As we digress.
As we digress, correct. It's good. It's good to allocate your time correctly. Allocate your time. It's not all about money. Your time is valuable as well. And I mean, I'm talking about stuff like if I was knowledgeable in it.
This
But
is too man.
truth be told, Danny has helped me grow as a person within what these 5 years,
5 years.
5 years, almost six now, man.
years.
Yeah, Danny has helped me a lot. So definitely, if you guys are looking into a mentorship like I am, like I've been doing with Danny, definitely he could give you all the information on his mentorship program, and trust me, it's going to help you a lot, a lot. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
So For those of you that want to tap in and go deeper, you can go to my website, creditrelapse.com, where you can join my mentorship program, or you can hop on a call with me and do a one-on-one consultation. You can seek out other things that we have available on the site, like credit repair, trade lines, etc. So if you want to tap in with me, you can go to my website or visit me and send me a DM on Instagram at Danny_Rodriguez_617, and we'll have those links down in the description below. Let me know what you need help with, and I'll be here. I'm at your service.
Besides your mentorship program, do you offer any other services like to help? Like, let's say, for example, I don't know if you want to touch base on it or not, but like if like a business, like a starting business owner that needs help, like, do you offer that in your mentorship program?
I don't necessarily offer that. That would be more like a one-on-one thing, but I can certainly help people navigate. We can just hop on a call and talk about what you're looking to do, and we can figure something out, come to an agreement, and we
All
can make
right.
something happen. So that's definitely possible.
So you
Definitely
guys are
possible.
missing out because I'm privileged.
This guy.
Hey, I mean, gotta leverage your friendships too, people. You
It's
gotta
it,
learn
it's the
that.
green eyes, man. It's the green eyes, man. Gets me every time.
the, little, the little sad
Yeah,
face.
green. Love at first sight.
It's hey, pause. Pause.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, I've been blessed in the sense that life has put people in my life that has helped me grow along the way, and the lost my train. Well, people, tune in for the next episode. I think we got a special guest coming by, right?
Next episode, we'll have a special guest on. We'll talk about some business stuff that we got going on, and you can hear his side and kind of some of the things that he went through in his journey. So those of you that could resonate and relate to his message can tap in.
We do have a couple of guests that we have lined
Oh
up.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're gonna take a little pause when it comes to the credit series, just giving you guys a heads up. We're gonna bring some guests, entrepreneurs, even
Oh yeah.
athletes, basically business owners that started from the bottom and scaled their business up
All
to
right.
where they're currently at. But yes, just wait for that next episode.
Stay tuned, my people. Until the next one.
Peace.
Peace.